Good afternoon and welcome to the Return Homestead. My name is Mike and my wife Marty and I homestead 50 acres in southeastern Kentucky. We are standing on the front porch, or at least Marty's standing on the front porch of our 2001 Fleetwood mobile home. And it is right down against the edge of the hillside and right up against the woods. And the trees block the view of the property. We really can't see much of it because of all these trees. So today, Marty's asked me to kind of clear this view out and see if we can open this up so we can see our property better. The area we're working in this morning is directly in front of the Fleetwood mobile home we're remodeling, but it is 30 or 35 feet below it. You can see the cave and cliff face here behind us. And it's these trees that are blocking the view because the top of their canopy is above the lip of the hill. This entire area is very difficult to cut trees in. Most of the grades are more than 45 degrees, some of them as much as 60 degrees. And it's probably another 40 feet down to the creek below us, so it's going to be slow going moving through this area. Today we just want to clear some of this underbrush, some of these smaller trees that are going to be in the way when we take down the bigger trees. In the spring we'll start taking down the large oaks and other large trees that are about 20 feet over my head on the top of this cliff. I wouldn't normally operate a chainsaw while sitting, but you can see the steep angle here and the large pile of rocks. There's really just no other way to get to this tree. The way it's leaning, it's definitely going to fall down the hill, so I'm not concerned about it falling back in my lap. The dominant tree in this area is this poplar directly over my head. We're not going to be taking this one down today. It's a little too large to tackle on a day like this. And I'm not really even sure where we could fell this tree except down the hill. If it falls over the edge and drops down the hill from the road, it will be almost impossible to recover. The canopy on these trees is well extended above the normal range, so it's much higher up than would normally be because of the cliff. So these trees have been stretching for sunlight for some time, and their canopies are very interwoven and surprisingly strong and able to hold up even decent sized trees. Misjudged this one. It's going to be a little harder to get down than I thought. The decent sized tree in front of me is going to be problematic. At about the level of the top of the cliff, it has a branch that sticks off at about a 50-degree angle that is probably heavier than the rest of the trunk, and it's starting to pull this tree over, but we'll take that on as a single project later on. Cutting in this difficult terrain makes it really hard to find the right angle for the saw. On this one, I was a little off angle on my back cut and cut one side of the hinge a little too short. So it doesn't fall exactly where I intend it to. Not a problem on this small tree, but it's a good lesson for the larger trees. Got just a few more trees to take down in order to give Marty a little bit more open view. We're not going to get a whole lot of progress today. This is a fascinating place to be working in up here. This is a messy knot of tree canopies, and it's complicated by a poison ivy vine that you can see there just to the right of the big tree. So next step is to get down this tree right here so that it's out of the way to take down these 3 trees. This one's kind of interesting. It's actually a small branch growing up out of an old, much larger stump. So this is a gnarled bit of root that was pulled up when the tree fell over, who knows how many years ago. The stump's mostly rotted away, but there's still this one long stem that's decided to grow back into a tree. God does some amazing things with his nature. Yes, I am felling this tree directly toward my four-wheeler. Going to put it between these other two trees. I hope I'm right about how tall it is. Wow, the top of the tree just brushed the front bumper. A little too close. Well, we got about 2 hours. It's now 4 o'clock. We've really only got till about 6 o'clock to get the road cleared. And I got to clear the road because I took the trailer further down the road. So all of this has got to be cleared out from in front of it so that I can get the trailer back up the hill. We're going to get all this at least partially bucked out and pushed up against the cliff face so it doesn't go further down the hill. And it's just a little bit of a mess to clean up. So let's get at it.
Smells like spearmint.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder if it'll smell that way in the fireplace.
I have no idea.
It smells
Fine,
good. Uh-huh.
Fence post. Well, a good portion of this tree is hanging off the edge of the hill. Can't drag it back up, and I don't want to waste this fence post. I want to make sure I get as much of this wood as I can. So I'm kind of hanging over the edge of a precipice here. Well, we find the strangest things out here in the woods. We've made it down to this large tree across the road. More than half the tree is hanging off the edge of the cliff, and I hate to waste any of that good wood, so we're going to collect as much of it as we can, but there's going to be some perilous times ahead. Nope, can't roll it up the hill. Yes, I'm over the edge and past the point of no return here. I wouldn't recommend doing this to anyone else. That is at least a 60-degree grade, and it's a long way down to the bottom. The only thing holding me on the hillside is the tree that I'm cutting on.
There you go. Thank you. That whole log moved on me.
The reason we're working so hard to keep this entire log is it's a beech tree. It has some oils in it. That's what you saw us smelling earlier. It's the same flavoring they put in beech nut gum. And those oils mean it will burn even if it's not seasoned. So we want to save as much of this as we can. Well, I can't lighten the load enough to be able to drag this tree or roll it back up the hill. I'm going to lose some of the top, so I'm going to go hang off this cliff and cut it loose. Yeah, I hate to do it, but I can't reach the top of this tree any other way than sticking the chainsaw out, so we're going to have to cut it loose. Just a quick cut around the midpoint, and this should be light enough for me to drag the top of the tree back across the edge of the precipice here. Well, we got the big tree out of the road now. We've just got one more tree laying across the road before I can get to the trailer. So we're on the downhill side here, almost finished with the cleanup work today.
That was a lot of work. Marty asked for 5 trees. I think we took down closer to 12 or 15 trees. We got the road all cleared up. Everything is good to go all the way down to the lake now. Still got to buck out all of those logs, and it looked like we had quite a few that are going to make for excellent fence posts. It's definitely work worth doing. I enjoy playing with the chainsaw. It's just a lot of fun. Remember that if you want to do this, all you got to do is go out and get some land. Return to the land, and then you're going to have to commit to doing some labor so you can return to the labor, but it feels good, which means you get to return to the life. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please take a moment to get in there and subscribe to the channel. While you've got the window open, hit that thumbs up button so everybody knows you enjoyed the video. It'll get shared out to more people that need to be encouraged. We'll see you next time.